Here again with my final Shameless Season 4 episode review videos. This will be the Season 4 finale. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be Shameless Season 4, Episode 12, the Season 4 finale. The title of this episode is called Lazarus. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. Frank wakes up and actually remembers Sammy and wonders why Sheila is Mrs. Gallagher. It seems like Frank is back to normal for the most part. Frank asks, I have one additional kid now, and Sammy's actually like, well, you actually have 5 Native American kids. Lip finds out the heat is about to be turned off, so let's pay some bills, because he got the money from Amanda's parents. Lip doesn't want Bonnie sleeping with Carl, and Carl tells him that she doesn't like to have sex. He's just sleeping in the same bed with her. Amanda asks Lip if he owns a suit. Lip says no. Well, I guess we better get you one. Mickey wakes up next to Ian, at his place for once, but Ian, he's not very open to getting up right now. And Svetlana asks Mickey if he loves Ian. She says she hates the penis. Svetlana threatens to stab Mickey and Orange Boy in the heart if he doesn't help with the baby. Chucky asks Frank if he has a big poop in his diaper. Sammy gets upset with Sheila telling Chucky what to do. Sheila wants Sammy and Chucky out of her house, and she forgives them for selling her furniture. Fiona has laundry duty, and a guard wants Fiona to piss. And then Fiona says, I haven't taken anything, I'm completely clean. And then her PO shows up and asks Fiona if she's staying out of trouble. Rise and shine time, Mickey says, but Ian just doesn't want to get out of bed. All right, man, go fuck yourself. Sleep all day for all I care. So Mickey goes to the alibi, and then Tommy there makes a gay joke to Mickey, and he acknowledges the fact, you making gay jokes? And then the alibi has a conversation about famous people that are gay, like sports athletes and stuff. And Kev tells Mickey to sit down as no one gives a shit who you bang. And then he buys Mickey a drink. Now, Lip's trying on tuxedos for Amanda, and she says Lip is yummy. Fiona is let out. Her PO, Mrs. Johnson, says get in the car. She's taking her to a Sonic to get something to eat. Frank gets his tube pulled out and his staples taken out. And Frank asks the doctor, when can he drink? And he's told, you can't. What's the point of getting a new liver? What's the point of getting a new liver then? Debbie orders pizza for everybody and now wants Maddie, when he arrives with the pizza, to give her a ride to the check cashing place. Carl gets Bonnie, I think was a necklace, and Bonnie says, don't fall in love with me. Fiona's PO, Mrs. Johnson, asks Fiona if she knows why she's out, and she's like, not really, and she says nonviolent offenders are let out after serving a certain length of time, which is barely anything. It's after 5 p.m., and Ian's still in bed. Jesus, leave me alone, Ian says after Mickey asks if he wants him to call the club or something. Sheila doesn't get custody of the Native American children, as their great-grandfather is going to be given custody of them, and she was on like the board to make that decision, or he was on the board to make that decision, which I don't think is fair necessarily. And then Mrs. Johnson puts another bracelet on Fiona, and she's actually gotten Fiona a job at a restaurant. The owner or manager of the restaurant is played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I'm not going to focus much on this because I know in season 5 he's not there anymore, and Sean, played by Dermot Mulroney, takes over, which Jeffrey Dean Morgan would have been a huge asset to the show Shameless. And the other actor that plays Sean, I didn't like that much, but Fiona says thanks to Mrs. Johnson, and Mickey goes over to the Gallagher house looking for Lip. Something about Ian and Carl and Debbie's like, what's the matter? And then they go see Ian, and they know something is wrong. And, he just won't get out of bed. Lip and Amanda end up at Mandy's job. Unexpected, because Lip didn't even know she worked there. And Mandy's pretty much pretending like she doesn't even know Lip. Just like treating him like a regular customer. Fiona arrives home, and everything is actually pretty organized. She goes to kiss Liam in bed, and then kind of pushes Carl's foot, which is over the bunk, back in on the bed. Debbie wakes up in the morning, kisses her picture of Maddie a few times, and then she hears noise coming from the kitchen. And then she is shocked to see Fiona in the kitchen. I must admit, this show is affecting me a lot more than it did, because I kind of teared up a little bit on that scene. Even though they had just seen each other, Fiona was in a really bad spot with what happened with breaking her PO and all that. And like Debbie, the emotion on that actress's, which I don't like that actress, but in this scene I did, it affected me a little bit. So she cries. Fiona starts to cry a little bit. And then Fiona's like, and then Carl shows up and Liam shows up, and they're happy to see Fiona as well. Everybody's kind of crying, and they kind of have weird looks on their faces. And Fiona's like, what? And then Fiona finds out about Ian. So she goes to see Ian, and Fiona tells Mickey Ian gets depressed. And, our mom was bipolar, and he might have it too. And Mickey says we're taking care of him. You, me, us, he's fucking family. He's not going to some fucking nut house. So they want Ian to get checked out by doctors, and Mickey doesn't want that for Ian. And I must admit, I did not like Mickey watching this show the first time. I'm actually starting to like Mickey a lot more now. I still hate Debbie, or Debs, whatever you want to call her at the moment, but maybe my opinion of her will change. The van that Bonnie's family was staying in is gone from the parking spot in the grocery store parking lot. And he's told that they left. Carl's told that the band left recently. Sammy is told she's not allowed to see Frank today, so she starts fighting with Sheila. And then Frank's getting out of the hospital. Carl wheels him out as Sheila and Sammy argue over who can see him. Lip and Fiona share a cigarette and discuss the bipolar disease. And Fiona's like, it's me, Lip. It's not Monica. It's not Frank. It's me. I made mistakes, but I'm here. And then Lip tells Fiona Amanda buys him a lot of shit. Sounds like a keeper. And then Lip tells Fiona, you're not perfect. None of us are. Sammy and Chucky actually move their mobile home next to the vacant spot next to Sheila. And then Sheila's kind of like, I'm not getting the kids that I thought I was getting. I'm kind of lonely. I don't know where Frank is. So she says she made pot roast, and if they want some, they can have some. So Sammy's happy about that. And she's like, Chucky, pot roast. And Chucky comes running out. Like, obviously, food triggers him like a pet. That's kind of funny. And then we have Carl, who's wheeled Frank to the lake, the frozen lake. And Frank says, give me the bottle. Frank has a bottle of alcohol, and he takes a drink, and it goes down without any issues. Frank takes another drink, and then he starts yelling, is that all you got? That's it? I'm still here, you fucker. Frank Gallagher, I'm alive. You see me? You see me standing here? I'm alive, motherfucker. Me, Frank Gallagher, alive. Frank offers Carl a sip. It won't kill you. And then Frank puts his arm around Carl. And then we go to a different scene with a car that is stopped outside the Gallagher house late at night. And a woman asks, is this it? Is this the right house? Jack, are you going to go inside? Oh my God. It's fucking Jimmy Steve. He's not going to go inside the house. Not tonight. And that scene ends the episode and season 4 of Shameless. So this was a really good season of Shameless. Definitely one of my favorites. The trials and tribulations of Fiona, from her pretty much going rock bottom in this season to ending the season on a positive note where she's on the bracelet. She's required to go to meetings for her parole, and she's required to go to work where she goes there. And they mentioned being drinking, and they didn't say they'd call her PO for that. But if she's on pot, they would call her PO. So very good season of Shameless. Great performances by Lip, Fiona. Sammy actually really impressed me. Frank, of course, who was on his deathbed the whole season, and at the end of the season, he's got a new liver, and he's like, fuck you, I'm still here. So I loved it. I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10, and I think a lot of characters did really good in this episode. Maybe I'm wrong on this. I'm going to give the male character of the episode to Frank, because, well, Frank is seemingly back to normal, and he can drink again without getting really sick. And then Fiona, I'm going to give the female character of the episode to, but Sheila was good. Sammy was good. Debbie was even good in this one. V didn't have a lot to do. She came to the alibi with her two twins, and that was kind of it for her. So really good stuff here, and this is definitely one of my favorite seasons of this show, Shameless. Season 5 I know is really good with Lip and his teacher, and I'm really looking forward to that. So you've heard what I had to say. Now it's your turn. If you are a fan of Shameless and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash that like button, or let me know what I have to do to gain your like. Share the video with whomever you want. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode. A lot of people know this episode, but if you need to rewatch it, or if you can just remember something about it, let me know what you would score it. I think this is the highest rated episode of Shameless according to IMDb, but I could be wrong on that. And then if you have a male and female character of the episode, or just one character in general, let me know what that is down in the comment section. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.